Hey Taos, it's reporter Jesse Moya with a quick peek at what we have for you this week in the Taos News. In education, we take a closer look at school grades, how they're calculated, and what they mean for some schools in the area who are still looking at grabbing a better score. Reporter Cody Hooks shines a light on the Rio Grande del Norte monument after U.S. Secretary of the Interior Ryan Zinke's overview of all the national monuments. Among Los Vecinos, you'll read about this week are a Cuesta native who's risen through the ranks at the National Guard and Henrietta Helm, a witty gal who celebrated her 100th birthday Monday. Plus, see who all had babies at Holy Cross in July. This week in Lifestyle section, it's all about travel. We take you on a tour of some famed ancestral Pueblo ruins and take a trip through the famed annual meteor shower at the first stargazing party in Aztec ruins. Plus, our copy editor Jordan Miera brings us a first-hand account of the Great American Eclipse, which he watched from Idaho. In sports, Arsenio recaps the Taos Tigers football victory over Hatch Valley and previews their upcoming game against Hope Christian. Also, several sports teams in the area have begun their respective seasons. This week, we preview the Peñasco Lady Panthers as they enter their 2017 fall season. Tempo's cover this week is on the annual Regeneration Festival, a multi-day music, prayer, dance, and fasting event that seeks to focus on supporting positive life choices for the youth in light of issues such as suicide, crime, and substance abuse. We're also covering one of the biggest shows to come to Taos, namely the live concert by Lake Street Dive at the K-Taos Solar Center. There's also the wildly famous Glam Trash fashion show on our plate, along with art walks, studio tours, and the grand finale of Taos Plaza Live featuring Big Swing Theory. And the town of Taos narrowed its choices for police chief down to 2 and selected 2 finalists, Connie Clay, a former police chief in Oklahoma, and David Trujillo, a 20-year veteran of the police department here in Taos. A public forum was held with the candidates Tuesday evening, but after 2 hours of private interviews and deliberations and executive session, Taos Town Council did not come to a decision on who will lead the department. The discussion will resume at the next regular meeting, set for September 12th at 3 p.m. in the Taos Council chambers. On the crime beat, a 20-year-old Ranchos de Taos girl was shot by Taos Police Department officers Monday afternoon when law enforcement officers attempted to serve a warrant on a parole absconder, Reculio Cardenas. Reculio rode beside the girl in the vehicle at Fred Baca Park in Taos. Cardenas was taken into custody following the shooting, and police say he injured a probation officer on the scene with his vehicle before shots were fired, but the details were still unclear. We have a few new points, including some perspective by witnesses who were on the scene. Also on the crime beat, Taos County Sheriff's deputies recovered 4 stolen vehicles last week, some that had been taken from the Albuquerque area. One recovery led a sergeant with the sheriff's office on a high-speed pursuit along State Road 518, where one suspect crashed a custom BMW. 3 people were arrested and arraigned this week. We have the scoop on that story in Thursday's paper. Well, that about wraps it up for this week's preview. Be sure to catch all this and more in this week's edition of the Taos News, and don't forget to check us out on Facebook and on Twitter. Have a good one, Taos.